Download GTA Online. Explore a new world with many possibilities. Realize you need money.
Get on the fucking ground, bitch! Get on the fucking ground, bitch! Give me the money! Give me the money!
Find out that money needs to go to businesses. Do a sale. Griefer, become bitter. Put your funds to weaponized vehicles. Grief. Regret. Change your targets. Fight people. Fight griefers. Save the cargo that you couldn't. All of this sounds familiar, right? Maybe it happened to you or to a friend. You bought a copy of Grand Theft Auto 5 because everyone loves Grand Theft Auto. They're always posting memes or silly clips of what they found out there.
Bullshit. Wait.
Your friends likely wanted you to get the game because they want to hang out, and this is a game they like. It doesn't matter how you got here, but you've taken bait that many fish have fallen for, and you've gotten burned for it. You're at a crossroads where you're ready to get off the hook, or you can't ever see yourself letting go. From social media and your friends, you were promised a fun, open world. Yet here you are, engaging in PvP with an exhaustive community, and you hate it. How the hell could it have gotten this bad? I don't have all the answers, but we can recap the last 6 years. We gotta go back to 2020.
Excuse me, sir. There must be someone you've confused me for. If I could see someone who knew me or someone in uniform, I really don't belong here. I know you've heard the tune before. Screaming at the demons while they push them through the door. Excuse me, sir. There must be someone you've confused me for. If I could see someone who knew me or someone in uniform, I really...
Am I really gonna defile this grave for money? Of course I am!
I don't belong here. I know you've heard the tune before. Screaming at the demons while they push them through the door. You can run from your demons until you are...
You probably don't want to remember, but this is where it got serious. The COVID pandemic, that is. Bless the hearts of the world government, man. They had no clue how to deal with this thing at the time. With people not listening to regulations or precautions, lockdowns started getting announced. Stay indoors and practice social distancing if you must go out. People were losing their jobs left and right to this thing. Some people couldn't even find work to begin with, and they just didn't bother. If you had any outdoor hobbies, that was dead at this point. You had to find something new. Naturally, people who were already playing GTA Online had something to invest more time in. This was the best time to learn more about your favorite game. Looking things up online, or watching people on YouTube to learn from them.
Huh. I didn't know it could be eaten raw.
GTA Online's PvP scene had a lot of big content creators to look up to. Project Helisexuality, Nitrix Warlord, Metro Sock, Killy Master. This stuff was so inspiring and informative, it gave birth to newer content creators on the scene. Some are still growing to this day. Eastura, Canuck in Combat, Mr. Cuckler, and of course, Astro Soup. Can't forget him in this kind of lineup. The more that you watch from any channel, the more that you learn through osmosis. You had to, because trying to do it from experience meant that you're getting hazed. From the weekly events and what vehicles are on sale, to what vehicles are better gonna suit your needs for PvP so that you can learn to fight with them. How to defend cargo, how to stop those dirty little players, those wretched griefers. I can't speak for everyone, but maybe once upon a time, you were part of that kind of griefing crowd. Or you still are, that's cool. Either way, you don't like to see cargo get blown up. Or you don't like it when someone is muscling into your lobby, causing trouble. You watch PvP YouTubers, and that makes you better. Does that kind of ego and mentality sound familiar to you? How about the mentality where the lobby needs a hero? That just sounds correct, doesn't it? It's what you learned, after all, watching your heroic content creators, the pandemic was accidentally the perfect sealment for an already toxic environment. Nothing changed with the pandemic, it was just accelerated. Everybody's playing the game and watching it because they're stuck inside. These videos sold a world like wrestling to you. Every video painted the picture that every lobby has its heels, meaning every lobby surely must have its baby faces, or the oppressor and the innocent. With nothing else going on in life, these labels were very easy to put on people, because when you're learning through osmosis, it's hard to separate the narrative and the education. These videos are formatted in a way where you have to consider what the person is fighting is evil. And of course a new viewer is going to believe that. But it dehumanizes the whole process. But there's so much that you could learn if you just paid attention. So, the more that you watched, the more reason you gave for those content creators to churn out content like that. And why shouldn't they? It's still somewhat popular to this day, where these types of labels get thrown on people to this day. I want you to do a quick exercise with me. Spawn trap somebody in a lobby for 2 minutes right now. It's alright, you have my blessing. It's not guaranteed, but I want you to see what that player messages you after the fact. You're probably gonna get called a griefer, or a tryhard, or a cheater, or something really nasty. A fair amount of these words have lost their original meaning so hard, oh my god. These are terms that probably had meaning once, but they kept getting used in YouTube video titles so much, people just pick it up like a buzzword. What they're actually trying to tell you is that they don't like you, and they think you're mentally fucked in the head. A ridiculous overreaction to what you just did, right? Because this is a video game. At the end of the day, for a lot of casual players, this shouldn't matter. And yet, the pandemic, once again, has set a sealant around the toxic environment you see today. It's one thing to care passionately about the video games that you play, but egos have grown so big, no matter where you are in the GTA Online sphere, that something like a 2-minute spawn trap is not just killing someone in a video game. That is a personal offense. You have bruised their ego, getting the best of them in a video game to a point where they can't do anything to actually fight back. We're still freshly coming off of the environment of the oppressor and the innocent from content creators during the pandemic. Nobody wants to be painted as the oppressor in somebody else's power fantasy. Speaking of perspectives, we do have to talk about the other side, even if I'm not as well versed here. Some people don't want to be heroic. They look up to the heel instead, and the heel is funny. They want to be funny. Those content creators did not just sell the fantasy of being a good person, there were others who sold the fantasy of total dominance by being the bad guy, which, like I've already explained before, people learned through osmosis. Typically, they are working to get under the skin of people, knowing what sets them off or what could ruin their day. Where did he go? Especially back during the lockdown. Though, like any villain, being the bad guy has its consequences. Frankly, not everybody who was trying to be the oppressor actually wanted to be the oppressor. They had their own justifications. This ranges from people who see a broken ecosystem with the GTA Online environment, or something as petty as just really being sick and tired of these self-proclaimed free mode heroes in the comment sections of content creators. If you're not built for being the oppressor, this can easily consume you. Getting too tangled up about what people think of you and your playstyle, or the very environment that everybody is playing in, can really absorb you. I noticed that on this side of the coin, there is plenty of dehumanization of the whole process as well. Which makes sense, because I think you would feel very conscious about what you're doing to other players if you were not dehumanizing them. Though because of the labels of you being the oppressor, in turn, you're also going to get dehumanized. And this causes a vicious cycle that has not stopped. Real quick, there's one content creator I want us to go back to since I'm actually pretty close with him. Project Heli's sexuality. When he still did GTA Online content, there was this label that he was often throwing around of heroic to describe his actions or vehicles or people. You wouldn't think it with his channel size and how much attention his passion projects get these days, but he was an icon in the GTA Online PvP scene. We would not have Astro Soup without Project Heli. That is not disputable. It is just straight up in Astro's return video. However, was Project Heli actually about the good fight? Not really. He was a troll. He was not a PvP content creator so much as he was a troll. And the truth is that everything about his heroics was ironic. Sure, the in-game dangers that he faced were real, but he did not stand for what you think he stood for. If you won't take my word for it, here's an interview that I got with him.
So what were you talking about earlier anyway? You were saying stuff about an interview or?
Yes, so the thing I wanted to ask you about before I continue with making changes to my script, because I wanted to be accurate with this, but I already went ahead and wrote this as I did for the script. But I was basically saying that on your end, the heroic bit really was more bit than surface level truth. But I wanted to reach out to you to confirm and be proven wrong or be proven correct.
I mean, if you really go back, it goes back to my time on the GTA forums. There was, I used to go on about the helicopters and how they needed to be buffed. And there was someone there that didn't like people using helicopters and jets. I won't name their name, but yeah, they used to moan about it. And I used to go, oh, no, it's heroic to use a helicopter. It's heroic to use this. It's heroic. It was really it was literally pissing off one single person.
So even back then, it's kind of how I wrote it in the script. You were a man of action, as you did in your videos. Yeah. That shit, you can't really fake any of the shit that you've kind of run into, like the Serbian mobster. But you're a man of rage bait more than you're a man of action, is what I was getting at.
Oh, definitely.
And so that's kind of what I wanted to poke around through and pick your brain a bit about.
That is accurate, yeah. And it always got pushed further and further. Like, you'd start off with like, flying a helicopter. Well, I mean, I guess that's pretty risky. It's it can get shot down easily. That's heroic or whatever. But then it's like, the drone now, and the toy car or the submarine parked next to a yacht with defenses on and so on, and then this and that and this and that, and just more and more and more. It, like I was mentioning earlier, if you really go back, it goes back to like baiting a single person. It briefly started as that, and then I found that, wow, it annoyed them a lot, and it actually annoyed a lot of other people a lot. It really pissed people off, basically. That is kind of why I cared with it, because it annoyed a lot of people, and it kind of stuck as a bit of a catchphrase. Oh, yeah, heroic. And mostly it was just really easy trolling.
And so through your trolling, you have, effectively made yourself one of the more iconic old school baby faces, I would say.
I guess that's pretty accurate, yeah.
Would there ever be a point where you considered heroic to be more than just this trolling bit, or was it always just, the casual fun of pissing people off?
No, really, no. I mean, I mean, don't get me wrong, but there's some satisfaction in when someone's being a little shit and then they are like killed or whatever. But the heroic thing is mostly just sort of rubbing it in afterwards. Just sort of self-congratulation. Yes, look at me, I'm so heroic. I mean, it's mostly just salt in the wounds, really. And I think like half the fans sort of know that, and then half of them are somewhat misled. It's easier when you were there at the time and you saw it sort of unfold, and you saw how every next thing was like, this also is heroic. You could sort of start to get that, this is sort of tongue-in-cheek. A lot of people need things spelled out to them. So,
Yeah,
There
which
you
is
have it.
kind of what this part of the future video is for.
Is that good or bad?
That's for the people to decide.
What's my point here, then? Everything so far sounds like that I am pointing the finger at content creators, like myself, who make PvP content on GTA Online. Between the various fights that we show off and the advertisements that we basically make for vehicles that we enjoy, surely it sounds like I'm blaming us. No, I don't think we're at fault. Not in full. The PvP scene does not need to exist on a basis of fighting villains as heroes. It's okay to paint a narrative with your videos if you are a fellow content creator in this scene. However, I think you need to be honest and not hype everything up. You also just need to be a bit more down to earth about the reality of what is happening and what you're doing. As long as you're being honest with yourself and your audience, then it's no longer your fault how your media is interpreted. The reason I don't blame content creators in full is because I also want to point the finger at Rockstar Games themselves, actually. Griefers are the best salesmen that will ever exist in GTA Online. Only somebody who is as interested as you are in GTA Online is gonna go looking up videos about the vehicles that they want to learn about, or techniques that will help them survive free mode. But anybody can encounter a griefer if they play the game. All it takes is one douchebag on a Mark II to go advertise any of the number of countermeasures that are available, or the Mark II itself. Money glitches are tackled for a reason. It's because they get in the way of shark card sales. However, your cargo getting blown up has nothing to do with shark card sales. In fact, it might push the average person to go buy a shark card. Lord only knows that the math is there to back it up for how much money GTA Online prints. The Oppressor Mark II, the Orbital Cannon, any number of the vehicles that help people get a scorecard. Not a single one of these is a mistake. Granted, Rockstar Games does not really care too much about the PvP scene, but as a business, they know they have to try to get as much moolah as possible out of all of the sub-communities in GTA Online. We are not an exception. Every weaponized vehicle brings some sort of label to people in GTA Online because of the content creation scene. A scene that in turn goes to encourage people to try out these vehicles, which the average person is just gonna buy their way there. And when that average person learns through osmosis, they're going to bring the perspective in mind that they learned from their content creators. And if they're new, they cannot separate the education from the fiction. Little bit of a side tangent there. But the point that I also want to get to is that with the pandemic, you gotta try new hobbies, right? That means people were also getting into content creation because they want to be like their favorite free mode hero, which in turn means that the dehumanized other side of the coin is getting targeted that much more. And so they're also going to lash back at these dime a dozen free mode heroes that were made from the lockdown. That coin is endlessly flipping to this day with labels that were made from yesteryear. There is no telling if this cycle is ever going to end. Which is strange. What are people fighting for these days exactly? It never seems to be a unified answer when somebody rolls up on you. Scorecard this. Get trolled that. I'm a morally better person than you, or such and such. Not a single thing really stands out as a defining win condition, which is silly to say because this is a sandbox game. You wouldn't think that there actually is a unified win condition to be had in PvP. However, some of my examples do have one thing in common: power fantasy. The more ambitious the enemy is, the more likely they are going to strive for total domination, not only over you, but everyone else in that lobby. Cargo griefers are rubbing their hands together anytime they see cargo in the lobby. They want to see you complain. They know if they destroy the cargo, they're gonna get under your skin. The various fans of all the different PvP content creators want to live up to the ideals of their idol. even if they're made up. Score players crave scorecards. It is the most physical proof in a digital world that they are doing well. Milsims, or military simulation crews, they crave for pure and simple area control. They want to kick out everyone in a lobby that is not them. God mode players have their various reasons. They want ultimate safety without having to go to a private lobby, or they're the worst of the trolls, where they want to be the center of attention without any sort of risk or any sort of work of being someone worth paying attention to. Grinders... I don't know what they want, but bless their heart, they are the hardest working ants you will ever see. There are so many more sub-communities out there. My point is, when any one of these guys gets into PvP, there is a typical power fantasy that they are trying to enforce or to protect. Thing is, this lobby ain't big enough for the two of us. Someone's power fantasy has to go. Players are glad to put someone else's fantasy down if it means that the rest of the lobby can live in their world, which makes defeat that much more personal. No wonder people play in the ratty ways that they do. The opening of the Pandora box was accelerated by the pandemic. That lockdown, again, was a perfect sealant for the toxicity that you see in today. This game has been around long enough that you could argue people have generational trauma over this nonsense. It's such a deep cycle, you can't save everyone from this thing. It's not going to be dismantled in full either. However, that doesn't mean that you should avoid it at all costs. I think it's important that we all realize that if we're going to keep this up, some things have to change. Learning when to teach instead of hazing, a lot less dehumanizing of our opposition, being more patient when you get lashed out at by another player. If you want to start changing things, you have to change how you react to everything in this game. It's frankly too late for GTA 5 online, but GTA 6 is coming, and I think Rockstar's gonna be a lot more predatory to us. I mean, have you seen the price tag? The answer is not walking away from all of this. No, I think Rockstar would want us to walk away. Here in the PvP scene, I think we do a pretty good job pissing off Rockstar just by being here. Especially when we are not being salesmen by griefing cargo or low levels. We have to stand together. Look, what I'm trying to say is it's better to fight for the love of the game than it is to fight because you hate someone. So in a world where the only efficient way is to learn from each other, doesn't it make sense to be kind? This video has taken so long to make. At first, I was pretty upset about that, but I think about it now, and we would not have the exact wording that I used if I didn't take this long. I really agonized over this video. I felt like the message of this video was really important to say to the community, but I really did agonize over this video and whether or not I wanted to keep doing YouTube. I do. Video editing, it's a good skill, and I like the hobby too, and I would like to think that I make stuff worth watching. On that note, I hate to make it sound like it's about the money, but 6 years doing YouTube and I have not even unlocked partial monetization, which if you don't make content, you're supposed to get like 3,000 public watch hours while having 500 subs and uploading actively to be able to earn it. And it basically just unlocks the membership program, super chats, which are the main two big things that I would like to unlock. I feel like I've earned earning from my hobby, right? I would just really like to get there. I've also been stuck at 1.8k subs for a good few years now, it feels like. I would like to move a little past that. I don't imagine this video will blow up and that I will blow up. But 2k subs before 2027, that sounds nice. If you're here for more of this style of video, I hate to disappoint. This is my only video essay on the channel, and this isn't my usual style of content. Not that I don't want to do more of this, but I took too long making this video, and I'm out of time to really talk more about GTA 5 with this level of editing to it. I will be there for GTA 6 as much as I feel iffy about it. I've kind of explained earlier why in the video I would be sticking to GTA 6 if the online drops. And it should. I don't imagine they won't. That would actually be baffling. But I'm not actually sure that GTA 6 Online is gonna have the Rockstar editor. Rockstar acts like they lost their own patent to the damn thing, if it's even patented. But yeah, maybe when GTA 6 hype dies down just a little, I can go back and talk about GTA 5 Online just a little bit more, because at least that game for sure has the Rockstar editor. Not much more to say for now. I'm gonna be busy in October through December, so my live streams are gonna tone down a little bit, and there might be some big changes coming November or December or January. I'm not going to tell you what, but you should keep your eyes out. I'm done yapping. Put the outro up. Everyone wants to go home. Put the outro up.